Sagittarius. So Venus just moved into Sagittarius, all right, in the last couple of days, and Venus usually stays pretty close to the sun. So this is why you find a lot of people in their natal chart with Venus conjunct sun. All right, usually if you have your sun in a specific sun sign, wherever your sun sign is, Venus is not far from it. Okay, so like the sun, Venus is a benefic planet, and that means that it brings a lot of positive energy with it. Usually this is a planet, when a planet is benefic, it brings lots of benefits. Okay, so this is an area, wherever your Venus is, this is where you'll see a lot of increase, a lot of the time, depending on other aspects that you have in your chart also. And it represents positive energies within your life, or energies that are usually considered positive. Now, sometimes this can mean that depending on other aspects that we have to Venus, especially if there are a lot of positive aspects, a lot of sextiles, a lot of trines, a lot of conjunctions, this can be an area where things become super easy for us, almost to the point where we take it for granted. Okay, so somebody who has Venus conjunct Sun could be super charismatic, to the point where they don't even realize how easily they make connections, how easy it is for other people to like them. And because of that, they may take this ability, this gift that they have for being able to persuade people, to win people over. They might take it for granted because it comes so easily to them, and never take advantage of those opportunities. Okay, so that's where we see people who are, they could be great actors, they could be great performers, they could be beautiful people, but they never pursue that career in modeling, or they never pursue that career in the arts, because those creative things, or those things where they have those benefits of winning people over, come so easily to them. They never pursue, they might become a salesman, but they never go for that promotion, because it's almost too easy. All right, it's super easy, to the point where they don't even necessarily see it as a gift, because of the things that because it comes so easy to them that they don't see it as something they've had to fight for, that they've had to struggle for, and therefore they kind of take it for granted. All right, so sometimes those benefic aspects in our lives are things that we tend to overlook. So if you have Venus as one of your major planets, in the sense that, if you have a Venus dominant chart, if Venus is your chart ruler, meaning that, you have a Libra rising or a Taurus rising, if you have a lot of aspects to Venus, or if you have a lot of your planets in a Venusian sign like Taurus or Libra, or if you have a lot of planets within the second house or the seventh house, you are going to be a little bit more impacted by this transit, as well as if you have a lot of planets in Sagittarius. Okay, so with Venus in Sagittarius, there's going to be a lot of energy around expansion, travel, possibly for some of you, higher learning. And of course, if you have your Venus in Sagittarius, this is the time when you could experience a lot of luck. All right, for those of you that have a natal Venus in Sagittarius, or a natal 9th house Venus, okay, depending on no matter what sign your 9th house has on it, like it doesn't matter if you're a Venus in Gemini, and Gemini is in your 9th house, or if you're a Venus in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is in your 9th house. Whatever sign you have in that house, if your Venus is in the 9th house as well, then this Venus in Sagittarius is going to impact you. Okay, and that's because Sagittarius is the 9th house sign. Okay, so the 9th house rules all things Sagittarius. All right, so that being said, there's going to be a lot of activity around expansion in whatever area of your chart is in Sagittarius, or that you have in the 9th house here. Also, if you guys are a Venus dominant person, okay, you're going to see that expansion, higher learning, increase are themes that are going to rule your life, your experiences, that you're going to see dominant within your experiences during this transit. Okay, so with this Venus and Sagittarius energy here, You are definitely going to be expanding your knowledge of either the outside world or of yourself, because Sagittarius is that sign that represents, that rules over higher learning. So I don't know one Sagittarius that I've ever met that didn't either enjoy learning a lot on their own about the outside world, about things that were totally foreign to their normal routine, to their community, to their existence, or that did not enjoy learning about the self. Most Sagittarius are super interested in all things spiritual and learning about different cultures or about ways of thinking that are very foreign to the way that they grew up or what they grew up around. Okay, so with Sagittarius here, you're going to find yourself feeling, no matter what your sign is, no matter what your normal placements are, feeling super comfortable with going outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so you might find yourself traveling, you might find yourself meeting people that are very different from you. Okay, different from the community or neighborhood you grew up in, different from your own religious and spiritual beliefs. But no matter what your situation is, you're going to find opportunities with Sagittarius also ruling in Jupiter, which is Sagittarius's ruling planet. Okay, being the one that gives us luck, expansion, the planet responsible for prosperity as well. Jupiter does represent the god Zeus. Okay, so in Roman mythology, Jupiter was or is Zeus, and Zeus does rule over prosperity, expansion. Okay, and so with this energy as being the dominant energy of Sagittarius, this is going to be a time that we all have opportunity to expand in some area of our life, and that we're going to receive that extra dose of luck, that extra chance to go after something that we really want, that opportunity that comes, very rarely, once in a blue moon. And because of that, you're going to find that if you are willing to go outside of your comfort zone, if you are willing to go on that date with that person that, might be a little different from what you're used to, if you're willing to go outside of what is the norm for you, you are definitely going to find increase because of that. You're definitely going to have opportunities come your way because of these things that are happening within the Sagittarius transit. So, for those of you who are Sagittarian dominant, of course, you guys are always going out of your comfort zone, but it's really important to be super optimistic about the opportunities that come your way. If you are willing to go the extra mile, if you're willing to take those opportunities and chances, be optimistic during this transit. Be willing to focus on taking opportunities that come your way. Be ambitious, okay? Because these things will be in your favor during this month, okay? As we have not only multiple planets in the sign of Sagittarius, but also Jupiter in Pisces, which only magnifies this energy. Okay, so in ancient astrology, Jupiter was said to rule not only Sagittarius, but also Pisces, okay? And so you'll notice that Jupiter does have similar qualities. It gives similar qualities to both the sign of Pisces and Sagittarius. Okay, so it's not hard to see why the ancient astrologers felt that Jupiter did rule both signs. Okay, so both Jupiter in Pisces and Venus in Sagittarius do represent that energy of optimism, of expansion. Jupiter in Pisces is also going to really encourage us to have faith in ourselves, to have faith in those things that we want, whether that's love. If you're looking for love this month, have faith that you can find it. Have faith that you are going to be able to connect with those that see you for who you are and want to connect with you emotionally and that are capable of doing just that, okay? Have faith in yourself, believe in yourself and your ability to be able to find the things that you want this month, to connect with those people that you're longing to connect with, to get that promotion. Whatever it is that your hope and dream is, make sure that you are focusing on those things actually coming to the physical realm in your life in the month of December, okay? So, in addition to that, you really want to focus on your love life. If you do want that to have positive results for you in the month of December, go on those dates. Okay, wear that outfit that you feel like people are going to judge you for, but that you really love. Be yourself. That's a big energy that needs to be focused on as Venus is in Sagittarius, because Venus is very much in an energy of a sign that is super authentic, that is outspoken. And so as you are, very expressive, Sagittarius is a super expressive sign as well, and usually is very individualistic. So as you're in the energy of Venus and Sagittarius and you express your authentic self, you are going to have the beneficence of Jupiter and Pisces bless you with those meaningful connections, those opportunities, okay, those possibilities coming your way that you've been hoping for. All right, so, both Sagittarius and Pisces have their similarities, and Sagittarius is usually a very intellectual sign. They can be very creative, but they also are super optimistic, okay? And Pisces shares those same traits. I don't know one Pisces that isn't super smart, whether they choose to show that to you or not, all right? They're super creative. They're one of the signs that are known as the sign of the artist. They're super imaginative, and they love to hope and dream, much like Sagittarius, okay? So while Sagittarius tends to be super ambitious in the external world, you'll see lots of, Sagittarius at the top of any food chain when it comes to in any field, in any career. They're at the top of the ladder. Think Jay-Z, think Taylor Swift, some of the biggest names within their field of work, all right? And also, this is a sign that knows when to take advantage of opportunities, okay? So with Venus and Sagittarius, you want to make sure that you're looking out for those opportunities and don't hold yourself back, okay? Especially this goes for like my Tauruses, my Virgos, my Capricorns, Cancer as well. You guys tend to be signs that sometimes you hold yourself back from opportunities. You might be a little bit more cautious because you don't want to fail, because you don't want to embarrass yourself, or because you don't want other people to talk about how you made mistakes. But regardless of that, you want to take advantage of those opportunities while this transit is happening, because you're more than likely going to succeed. And even if you don't succeed in the way that you are hoping for, you'll definitely gain some experience that will count in the long run, okay? Remember, failure is in everyone's process on the road to success. Everyone has to encounter it. And even if you do fail during the month of December while Venus is in Sagittarius, you're ultimately going to learn lessons, as Sagittarius is a sign that represents that philosophical learning, that sage wisdom, and those failures are going to give you wisdom. Even those who watch you, those who see you, may not count it as a failure. They're probably just going to say, wow, we're really glad that he took that risk. We see that they tried. And, even your haters are going to be able to admire the wisdom that you take out of the lessons that you learn in this Venus and Sagittarius transit. So back to Sagittarius and Pisces and the things that they share as far as traits, okay? So they're both super imaginative signs, they're super creative, but they show it in different ways, okay? And this is something that you need to keep in mind with the transit of Jupiter in Pisces coming into our experience of the world at the same time as Venus in Sagittarius. So Jupiter in Pisces, with Pisces being a sign that is imaginative like Sagittarius, that is often optimistic, even to the point of naivety sometimes like Sagittarius, that is super creative in the same ways or similar to Sagittarius. Creativity and their ability to expand in the creative world, to be super imaginative, and to use their expansive imagination in the area of creativity, in the area of ambition, as far as the things that they're willing to hope for and to go for, to see for themselves in the future. Okay, Sagittarius is a very visionary sign. Pisces, on the other hand, does not always act on their hopes and dreams, okay? They sometimes have a very rich imaginative world. A lot of times they have a lot of artistic prowess, but they don't always express it, okay? Sometimes they hold themselves back, and this means that they have a rich inner world. And this is really what separates Venus from Sagittarius. This is what separates the 9th house of expansion, of travel, from the 12th house, which Pisces rules, okay, or the 12th house usually rules Pisces rather, and this is the house, the 12th house is the house of dreams, okay? So while Sagittarius can hope and they often act on their hopes, or even if they don't, they often have visionary ambitions, okay? that they may talk about with others. They don't necessarily have the intense dream-like quality that Pisces has. Okay, so Pisces often represents glamour. Okay, think Neptune, which a lot of modern astrologers attribute to ruling Pisces. Okay, Pisces represents those inner ambitions, those inner longings that sometimes go unexpressed, those repressed emotions. Okay, so while Pisces is a very emotional sign, sometimes they don't always express how they feel, or sometimes when they do express their feelings, it comes out in a completely different way than the way that they're feeling it. Okay, so these are the Pisces that might be, really sad that you've left them, and instead they lash out at you. Okay, or they might be the Pisces that they love you, but instead of expressing that, they follow everything that you do, or they're really interested in your life, and they may never express their true feelings. They may express that emotional energy in a completely different way than how they're truly feeling it deep down in their depths. Okay, so when it comes to Pisces itself, this rich imagination that resides in the 12th house, these vivid dreams, a lot of you guys may have vivid dreams during this period as well, while Jupiter is in Pisces. This energy of Jupiter in the 12th, or in Pisces rather, gives us that energy of the 12th house, of being able to actually have our dreams come to real life form, being able to act out on those things that we want, and also using that energy of Sagittarius, Venus in Sagittarius, to make those things happen, to take action, and to expand the actions that we may have previously taken in making our dreams happen in the 3D realm, in the physical realm, in real life. Okay, so with Pisces also being a sign that has to do with, it's a little bit more introverted than Sagittarius a lot of the times. It also has to do with, keeping a lot of things to ourselves. Remember, Pisces is usually or is ruled over by the 12th house, and the 12th house is the house of endings. It's also the house of transition here. So with Jupiter in Pisces, you may find yourself transitioning in your career. Okay, so with Pisces being the house of endings, the 12th house can also be a house where we feel imprisoned. Okay, a lot of Pisces may feel imprisoned in their life, or imprisoned in a routine, in a way of life that does not reflect their dreams, does not reflect their true hopes and ambitions, or does not reflect who they really are as a authentic, like their authentic self. Okay, so these are patterns that often happen with people who are Pisces dominant, but they're also known as being, these signs that can reflect the fantasies of others, that can reflect the dreams of others. Pisces, when they're in a relationship, they know how to be for the person that they are with. Exactly, they know how to basically kind of reflect what their partner wants. Okay, Pisces, when they're in a relationship, they know how to appeal to their partner's fantasies. They know how to appeal to the hopes and dreams of their partner, and how to give that to their partner in some way. You'll also notice that people who are Pisces ascendants tend to have a glamorous aura about them. Okay, they tend to be people who are really photogenic, or people who have a sense of glamour, a sense of magnetism about them that helps them attract a lot of admirers, a lot of suitors. Okay, and so with this Pisces energy, this is a little bit different than Sagittarius. Sagittarius has a much more earthy energy, a much more grassroots energy. Okay, they are the more of like the wild thing of the zodiac. Okay, they're the one that can't be tamed. They're the one that tends to expand beyond the parameters of what people might find socially acceptable, of, that might look outside of the parameters that, a 12th house dominant or a Pisces person might feel imprisoned in, those social expectations, those, those things that keep us away from our dreams. And they, often become the wanderer that goes outside of the box. So with these two energies here, and Sagittarius especially, they tend to be unafraid to speak out on things that other people might find taboo. Okay, where a Pisces dominant person, they may think those things, they may even express it to people who they really trust. They may express it throughout their art, but a lot of times they're super sensitive to the parameters around them, and they tend to know how to move within that. They tend to repress those parts of them that may very much not go with the status quo, that may not, agree with certain social mores, the way things are done within conventional culture, but they will not outrightly express that a lot of the time. And this leads them into their inner world, where that sense of expansiveness, that sense of, wanting to explore outside of the box, that sense of adventure goes inward and often tends to manifest itself as great works of art or as works of expression, or they might use that energy towards loving the people in their life instead of being in harmony with their authentic self. So these are ways in which Pisces and Sagittarius are similar and yet different. They expand. Pisces tends to expand in their inner world, while Sagittarius expands internally. Okay, so with these two energies at play in dominant planets during the month of December, you have the chance to be able to act on your dreams, okay, to go for those things that you love, to expand in those areas that you're passionate about with Venus and Sagittarius, while having the optimism of both Venus and Sagittarius and Jupiter and Pisces on going inside of your rich emotional world, your inner world, those things that you imagine yourself accomplishing with Jupiter in Pisces, with those things that you really dream of having and accomplishing in your life with Jupiter and Pisces, and acting on that, being ambitious and being able to create for yourself a blueprint of what you want to see yourself doing with this visionary Venus in Sagittarius energy, and making that happen for yourself. Even if that means, especially with Venus in Sagittarius being an energy of expansion in what you know, being able to self-educate, okay, because Venus in Sagittarius is one placement that definitely likes to learn for themselves, as well as any Sagittarius placement, okay? They're not just going to go to school, they're also going to learn on their own free time about what it is that they want. They're independent thinkers and they're independent doers here. So you're going to find yourself a lot more motivated than usual, especially if you don't have any natural placements in a sign like Sagittarius or Pisces. If you don't have any personal placements within the 9th house, you're going to find yourself a lot more motivated than what you usually are in learning for yourself, doing things for yourself, starting your own business, taking that class. It's going to give you that edge of having that skill set, or having a strength in a certain skill set that might set you apart from other people in your line of work. Okay, it's going to give you that edge of wanting to go ahead and travel and meet people in a different state, in a different country. Okay, so this is definitely energy that can help propel you in any area where you desire to create more, where you desire to expand, where you desire to grow. Okay, so this could be growing in your personal life as well. Remember, growth does not have to be monumental. It doesn't have to be something that other people celebrate and see. It can be something that you do for you as well, that impacts you in your own personal life. So some of you might be growing in areas of self-awareness. You might be able to see those traits that you want to encompass within your own life for yourself. Maybe you want to be more outgoing. Maybe you want to enhance your public speaking skills. Maybe you want to be a more ambitious person. Maybe you just want more for yourself, and you learn, during these transits, depending, and a lot of this is going to depend on where Sagittarius is personally for you in your own personal chart, where you have planets. Okay, if you have a lot of planets in the 9th house, if you have a lot of planets in Sag, or if you have these planets and houses in more introspective signs like the 8th house, or more introspective houses rather, like the 8th house, the 2nd house, maybe the 12th house for some of you as well, or whether you have these signs in houses that are going to focus more on the external world. Okay, so if you have Sagittarius, if you have your Venus, or if you have the 9th house, let me say it this way. If you have Venus or Sagittarius or Jupiter in more introspective, introverted houses, like the 12th house, okay, the 2nd house sometimes can be a little bit more on the introverted side, depending on what other planets you have there. The 4th house, okay, or the 8th house. These are these are houses that tend to focus more on your inner world. These are houses that tend to focus more on your feelings, your emotions, that tend to pull energies inward, where you get really, more intense emotionally, where you may decide to break patterns in your childhood, okay? Especially if you have Sagittarius in your 4th or Venus in your 4th, okay? Where you might be trying to break habits, karmic patterns, negative traits, that you might be trying to grow out and away from, that may have impeded your progress in the past. All right. You might be trying to, break addictions if you have Sagittarius in your 12th, or you might be learning more about what created negative patterns from your past if you have Sagittarius in your 12th here. All right. If you have Sagittarius in a more externalized house, like the 1st house, which represents how we appear to other people, the actions that we take and how it appears to the external world, represents our appearance. Okay, if you have Sagittarius in your 3rd house, if you have it in your 7th house, which is often relationship focused for most of us, depending on the other planets that you have here as well. Or if you have Sag in, of course, your 9th, your 11th, this is going to give you a more externalized experience of these transits, okay? Now, of course, this also depends on other planets within your natal chart, where they're placed, other aspects. This is not a one-size-fits-all. No transit is one-size-fits-all, okay? So that being said, you are going to be impacted differently depending on the intricate setup of your own natal chart. And this is why it's so important to know your own natal chart. This is why it's really to your benefit to understand all of your major aspects, especially if not your minor aspects. And if you're interested in getting a natal chart done, you can always contact me. I am open for readings, and I'll be happy to help you to understand different aspects within your chart itself. Okay, so depending on your chart and its setup is going to depend on how you're able to use these transits. Now, if you have Venus in, like I said, we'll say, for the purposes of this video, in a more externalized house, and a house that deals with the outer world, or that tends to project its energy outward, like the 1st house, the 3rd house, and all houses I listed prior, you're going to find that you're taking action a lot with these transits, that you're meeting more people, that this transit, and again, Venus in Sagittarius is a very outgoing energy. This is a very masculine energy. So you could be taking action, and probably will be taking action, in whatever area of your life this transit does take place in. Okay. But if you have this transit within one of the houses I just named, you're going to find that you'll be taking even more action. Okay, you'll be acting on lessons and things that you've learned about yourself, probably while Venus and the Sun was in Scorpio. Okay, as you learn about your inner world, you then come to a realization about the action that you need to take in your outer world, and you begin to be motivated to accomplish things there. So if you have your Sagittarius, okay, the sign of Sagittarius, or your Venus in a more externalized, a house that's more focused on the external world, then I do see that you'll be focused on not only taking action, but you're really going to be like on a roll. All right, while Venus is in Sagittarius, you may find yourself going to meeting after meeting, meeting a lot of people, on a lot of dates. There's going to be a lot of energy focused, more so on taking action on those things that you want than on sitting down and, reflecting on what it is that reflecting on what you need to know about your inner self. Okay, so that being said, you are going to not only be taking action, but also you're going to be seeing results. So this is going to be a very fruitful time for you, no matter where your Sagittarius lies within your chart, or where Venus lies in your chart. You're going to see a lot of progress, whether the progress is in your inner world or in your outer world, this season. And even if you have Venus in a, placement like the 8th house, the 12th house, or if you have Sagittarius in a more introspective house like the 4th, the 8th, the 12th, which tend to be a little bit more introverted, you're going to find that it's going to propel you and motivate you to then take actions in the area where you've learned more about yourself, where you know that you need to grow. Okay, so also, let me see if there's anything else. For some of you, you might find yourself reevaluating your belief system also, okay? Especially if you have like Venus in the 9th house or Sagittarius in the 9th house, or if you have a lot of Pisces placements as well. You know, we're going to see a lot more intensity in the areas of religion, faith, spirituality, and belief. And there's going to be a lot of different things happening within our lives that are going to be affected by both of these transits, because they do so strongly influence each other. Okay, so you know, I feel like a lot of you may be looking at your life experiences, your inner feelings regarding the experiences that you've had in life, and really checking to see if your own life experience lines up with the personal beliefs that you've been carrying for the last, let's say, 10 to 12 years. Okay, so you may be looking back on your life and reevaluating some of your spiritual experiences, and some of what you've come to understand about yourself as a person. And from that, you might then decide to reevaluate, to reassign, you know, how you identify spiritually, what your spiritual beliefs are, what you know to be true about the world, based on the different things that life has taken you through. Okay, for some of you, you might even get deeper into some of your spiritual beliefs, especially with Jupiter being in Pisces here. And for some of you, you know, these two transits together, Venus in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Pisces, may propel you to create more. Okay, so this is going to be a great time if you need to expand on creativity, if you are, you know, trying to delve further into creative projects. This is really going to be an opportunity for you to use your life experience, to use your spiritual experiences as well, and those spiritual lessons that you've learned in life, and to deepen, you know, to look within yourself and what it's taught you, and to bring those things into your creative world. Okay, whether that means that you're impacted in how you create, you know, your art, if you're an artist, or, you know, influencer or something like that. Or, you know, it could influence the way that you deal with people with Venus and Sagittarius here. You may decide that you want to approach your relationships differently based on those things that you've learned, based on those things that you've learned about yourself, especially, you know, during the time that Taurus was in an eclipse. You know, a lot of us may have had major changes around those times, or, you know, with this Venus in Scorpio, this Scorpio stellium that just passed a few weeks ago as well. Okay, so all of this is setting us up to create a strong foundation of a strong sense of self, a new understanding of ourselves. This action that we take is going to benefit us as planets shift into Capricorn later in the month and into the next year. Okay, so this action that you take is going to be the foundation for the accomplishments that take fruit for you, that harvest for you, as we move into the Sun in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn. The connections that you make are going to influence the opportunities that develop for you within the next year. All right, as we move into you know, a more earthy energy, a more grounded energy, with more planets in Capricorn, where we deal with I have instead of, you know, just I believe or I understand, with these Jupiter and Pisces and Venus and Sagittarius placements that we're currently dealing with. As you act on your aspirations, as you act on your hopes and dreams, as you continue to be ambitious, to have that fiery energy and harness that fiery energy of Venus and the Sun in Sagittarius to accomplish your goals here, you're also going to be able to use that motivation to make accomplishments that are going to give you the foundation of being able to work from a new platform of experience, of having acted on your creative hopes and dreams, of whatever experiences, whether they're good or bad or something in between, of, you know, the Sun and Venus and Sagittarius. You're going to use that as your foundation as the planets, as Venus and the Sun move into Capricorn later in December, as we're in the dead of winter in the month of January, also to be able to say, this is what I've done, this is what I've learned, these are the connections that I've made, and out of that I've built the bedrock of where I'm going to go later into the new year. So whatever you do as this year is ending, as we tie up our goals and our pursuit of our goals, as the year ends and comes to a close, it's going to actually be a transitional period that is also our new beginning. Okay, so every ending is just a new beginning in disguise as well. And with this expansive energy of Sagittarius, you're not just bringing the year to a close, you're actually initiating that open door, that new window of opportunity that is going to propel you into whatever field of study, whatever field of opportunities, whatever foundation of experiences you need. Okay, that new job on your resume, that recommendation by the boss that you're going to get when you get that new job, in the energy of Venus and Sagittarius and the Sun in Sagittarius. Okay, those people and those connections that you meet while Venus is in Sagittarius and Jupiter is in Pisces will be the foundation of those things that you will then do as Venus enters Capricorn. Okay, this has now come to transformation. It's come to a transformation from people that you've just met, new people that you've encountered, connections that you've made, to people as the Sun enters Capricorn, as Venus enters Capricorn. As Venus enters Capricorn and the Sun enters Capricorn, they then become people that connections you can pull on, experiences that you've had, things that you can now write down on your resume that you've done, a store that you've opened or a place that you've gone that you can then draw from. Okay, and these things become super important in the energy of Capricorn. Okay, as you are using those opportunities to then materialize and build on new foundations for yourself. Okay, whether that's a newfound relationship, an experience that you get from that helps you more solidly understand in the earth energy of Capricorn who you are and what you need and what you want. Okay, it helps you to come from a place of solidity, a place of security within self, and a place of knowing where you're going, which is super important to any Capricorn placement, as well as having accomplished things that are going to add to you in the future. Okay, so make sure you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you can be the first to know when I post new videos. I'll be posting my December readings for you guys soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. Also, if you're interested in a reading, make sure that you let me know. Hit me up with my contact information below. I'm super excited for all of the opportunities that you guys will see with Venus in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Pisces. Make sure you believe in yourself. Make sure you stay focused on your dreams and goals, and know that the universe has lots of positive opportunities happening for you and developing for you that you'll soon see in the future. Okay, so stay focused on your dreams and goals. Know that you can make them happen for yourself, and most importantly, believe in yourself also. All right, and I'll see you soon. Bye.